After what seemed like an eternity of rotting in a dungeon prison, Dead Cells has finally made its way to Android. To say I've highly anticipated its release is a gross understatement. My hands have been clamoring for a chance to play this brutal action platformer. I won't waste any more of your precious time. I'm here to give my thoughts, my non-important opinions, and the reasons I think Dead Cells is a game that deserves a spot on your device. There I go again, getting ahead of myself. So join me for this tiny impressions of Dead Cells. Dead Cells is a side-scrolling roguelike. No, Dead Cells is a platformer roguelike with a sprinkle of metroidvania. You play as a gooey slime ball that inhabits the body of a deceased warrior. If that wasn't cool enough, the brutal gameplay will hold your attention and make it hard to let go. I'll just give you a brief rundown of the gameplay mechanics. Fight your way through dungeons collecting various weapons, loot, treasures, and cells. Use these cells to purchase upgrades in between levels. Dying before reaching the end of a level results in a loss of these coveted cells. Then continue the fight, or get destroyed by its various unforgiving enemies. Then start from scratch with only your upgrades to hold you over. Kinda like a Souls game. Let's try this again. Dead Cells is a platformer roguelike metroidvania Soulsborne extravaganza. Okay, now I think I got the description correct. I just gave a simple gist of the game. In reality, there is much more to its systems, and discovering the possibilities is all part of the fun. Speaking of fun, the brutal fast-paced combat puts a psychotic smile on my face. Blasting through dungeons, throwing knives, freeze bombs, or any other weaponry adds to the enormous fun factor. Then you realize you're not ready for that destructive enemy that puts you in your gooey-filled place. Okay, let's move on to the aspects of the port. Dead Cells is a fantastic game, but how does it play on mobile? Admittedly, the controls had me struggling, especially the directional pad. Sometimes I ducked instead of moving. Even the action commands are a bit iffy. It's not that they are unreasonable, it's more so the fast-paced nature that had me scrambling to find the right command. Luckily, there are options to adjust placements, making the cumbersome controls a bit more accessible. After fine-tuning my mind, I was able to play more smoothly. Even better, the game has full controller support, and let me tell you, it's the way to play. Sure, the taps are okay for quick play sessions, yet nothing compares to chilling on the couch with controller in hand. Let's be frank, Dead Cells was developed as a console game. Using a controller just feels natural. Again, the touch controls are manageable, and no matter what, being able to play a game of this magnitude on mobile is an achievement nonetheless. Shall I talk about the graphics? I'm guessing you already know how I feel. My long history of geeking out over pixel art styles hasn't faded. I completely adore the stylized look, especially with how fluid it is. The explosion of enemies is eyeball gouging. I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. Thanks to the simple yet complex style, the fluidity in combat takes center stage, allowing the player to enjoy some snappy battles, while also getting their butts kicked across the maps. Yet not all is a glorious spectacle. Due to the nature of mobile ports, some text boxes are hard to read, and the map could use better functionality. I've seen this in multiple ports to mobile, and I feel more time could have been spent in this department. It's by no means a deal breaker, just something noticeable. Yet there is no denying the graphical style holds the game together, and in the end it's a fine complement to the frantic gaming sessions. Shall I bring up the price point at this point? Dead Cells comes in at $9.99. Some mobile gamers might wince at that idea, yet as an avid supporter of more premium mobile games, I say it's just the right price. I haven't even touched on the replayability or the host of challenging and rewarding playtime sessions I've endured. This is a well-made, well thought out, and shall I say, an amazing product on your mobile device. The real question isn't whether the price is worth it, because it obviously is. The question is it worth it for the type of gamer you are? Dead Cells is, as I said before, a roguelike metroidvania Soulsborne beat-em-up brawler. If you're a fan of this genre, then absolutely buy this game, and in turn support more premium mobile games. Sure, the controls aren't perfect, yet they are forgivable due to the sheer amount of gameplay value. Now for those who don't get their thrill from the die and repeat formula, you may want to second guess a purchase. However, if you are on the fence and want to dip your toes in the souls of a brutal beast, then Dead Cells just might be the game that makes you take that proverbial plunge. In my personal, not so important opinion, Dead Cells is a game that deserves a spot on your mobile devices. As always, thanks for watching, Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more impressions, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact, Dead Cells is to be played with all your attention. This is not a game for toilet time. Let's just say I know from experience.